Hello, my name is Mr. Randolph, and welcome to NFL Therapy. Today, we are going to go over the hardships of being a football fan and how do we manage these issues whenever the season goes wrong in so many ways. So, today, I have my son here who has been an Eagles fan for 13 years, and if you know, they got demolished by the Buccaneers. However, the Cowboys also got destroyed by the Green Bay Packers. So today we are going to go over some things with him and see where we can go from here, okay? All right, son. Just give me a little bit of a recap of the Eagles season this year. Okay, when the season started, we had the Patriots and we beat them, but there were some issues in that game that we did see, but we was like, we'll fix them in the future. We got a win streak going on. We got beat by the Jets, but then we got a win streak going on. But right when it got to the 49ers, we got demolished. They broke us, both physically and mentally. We got bullied in our home stadium. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you guys were 10-1, but there were still issues within the coaching staff, but you were winning. The Eagles was winning, okay? But right when it got to the 49ers, that's when everything started to collapse. Okay, got you. And once we started to figure out what was going on, we started to look over to Brian Johnson, Sean Desai, Nick Sirianni, and then Matt Patricia. That whole coaching staff killed the Eagles inside out. I'm like, why? We tried to tell y'all that Brian Johnson and Sean Desai, those are not those guys. We can't have them no more. They messing it up for everybody. And we was just not the same after that loss against the 49ers, bruh. And we got beat in the first round in the playoffs, in the wild card. Oh yeah, and speaking about coaching, so word was getting out that you and Nick Sirianni got into it and you had to go all overboard just because he wasn't doing his job properly. Now, the thing about that is that I know that you love this team and I understand you had to go to those measures, but at the same time too, it's not the right way to go about it. It's not, because you could have got into some serious trouble. Okay? Same thing with Brian Johnson. I completely understand why you felt the way you felt, because what you saw on that field was not right. Yes, I'll admit it. I did give Nick Sirianni the business. Same thing with Brian Johnson, because they was just not listening. We tried to tell them, this is what's going on. Here's your solution. Now, it was frustrating. It was real frustrating. When you know that this person is the problem, you gotta fix it. Period. I'm like, come on now. Like, you know this person is messing it up for everybody. And you decide to keep him? Really? And you're right, I did take it too far. Because, Nick Sirianni, as a person, he's a cool dude. Don't get me wrong, but like, he messing it up, bro. Like, and part of me feels like I don't want him to get fired, but if it has to be that way, I can understand that. And I just don't know what just happened, bro. Like, football is not football. It had to have been different back then. Right, Dad? Okay, with me, not only did I watch the sport, I also played it. It was in college. The year I think was 91 or 92. 1992, I think. So there was an issue that we had with the coaches and the team collapsed. We was doing good when we were 10-1, just like with the Eagles. Then we collapsed. And I knew it. Everybody knew it. We just couldn't, say it, but I said it for him. And I wound up getting kicked off the team for that. But I feel like my voice needed to be heard. So definitely the coaching, oh yeah, I know something about that too. And every time I watch football, especially nowadays, and it's so different, and the way how the play calling is, I'm like, I can't watch this because there are better options to go, you know, go this way instead of. And you know what? I understand your frustration because like some of that play calling that I've been seeing, the whole QB draws, like I'm just scratching my head like, where are y'all going with this? So yeah, the coaching thing, this I know. It's like, Dad, I don't even know what to do. Like I love this team. I really do. Like can I go on? Is being an Eagle fan worth it? I know it is. But like deep down it's like I'm about to go crazy, man. Oh, and the most important thing is that your mental health is important. It seems like every week Eagle fans they was having heart attacks, blood pressure going up. It's dangerous, man. So sometimes you gotta take a break every now and then. You just gotta say to yourself like, you know what? I can't watch it right now. I just need to go get some fresh air, probably sit up on the porch or something. So yeah, that's the most important part. And I'm gonna tell you like this here: being an Eagle fan, it ain't for the weak. It's not, man. It is not. Okay, so tell me more about this NFL script thing. The NFL script is more within the refs because they put money on the game. Let's just say, for example, if it was like the Cowboys and the Eagles, one of the refs put money on the Cowboys to win, and they will basically, flag the Eagles to the point to where they have no chance of winning against the Cowboys. Also, it was the last season when word got out that the NFL was scripted, and basically it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's entertainment. That's the best way I could put it. One thing I could say about the Eagles this year, y'all have a lot of talent on that field. Well, there was one player that y'all don't like, which I completely understand, but y'all got talent on that field, and it was just mishandled, and it got out of control. And you know, changes have to be made, and you definitely right. Changes have to be made, and every football team will have like their worst year, and every football team will have their best year. You know, you win some, you lose some, but you got to keep fighting. I believe the Eagles are going to go far. We don't know when. Will it be next year? I don't know. But sometimes when you learn these things about football, you just have to keep calm and just keep walking, man. And I know you're upset that the Eagles season went out the way it did. I completely understand. And I get that football fans and even non-football fans hate the Eagles. Like I, I know, but at the same time too, is that we know that nobody likes us, but guess what? We do not care. We don't. We really don't care. It's like every time, man, it almost feels like it's the end of the world. So I'll leave you here with this. With the way how the Eagles season went out, it is not the end of the world. The haters, they're going to say, oh, you guys suck. Jalen's going to be throwing picks and all that. It's not the end of the world, bruh. It's not. You keep your head up. And if you need to take a break from football, you can do that. Of course, there will be some people that will judge you for doing that, but you got to do this for you, like I said before. So again, it ain't the end of the world for the Eagles. It's not. They got good talent. They just got to handle it better for the next season. So, son, I love you. It's just don't be going crazy. Like I don't want you. I don't want you to be doing some stupid stuff. All right. Don't be doing all that. Cause we ain't about that. Okay. Love you. Yeah, Dad. It's not the end of the world, and life goes on. If anything, the next season will be better. So, thanks for the therapy session, Dad, and love you too. All right, let's see who we got next. Oh, okay. You can come in. We were supposed to be the boys, man. Oh my God, Derek, we gotta get rid of that dude. I can't stand him. Ugh. And Mike McCarthy has to go. Why did we keep him? Why did we keep him? Ugh. We never supposed to lose at home. If you want to set up an appointment for NFL therapy, call 1-800 NFL Therapy. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Amante the Black Titan, and today for this video game review, we are going to review the Nintendo 3DS. So, some things about the 3DS is that it came out on February 26, 2011 in Japan, and then a month later we will get, the 3DS over here in America. It's the successor of the Nintendo DS. If you remember, you had the original Nintendo DS, then you had the DS Lite, which is what I had when I was growing up. Then it was the DSi, then the DSi XL, and then we would get to here and its other versions, which is, the 2DS and the new 3DS. So here are the handhelds that we have. This is the DS Lite. Yes, the screen is flimsy, but it still works. Gotta be extra careful when playing that. Then here's the 3DS right here. And this right here is the 2DS. And like the name implies, it only has 2D and you can't open and close it like, with the other ones. Okay, when you first unbox the 3DS, of course you have the system, you have the charger, and then you get these AR cards. There's an application in the 3DS where you just lay one of them down, and then all of a sudden, boom, Mario's on the card. Like, it pops up, and I'll show you guys how that works in the video. So here's a closer look at the 3DS. Now, the first thing y'all noticed was what happened to the gray part of the 3DS circle pad right here. Let's just say I was playing this game a lot when it first came out, so that part couldn't take it no more and it fell off, but it still works just fine. So you have your circle pad, directional pad, select, home, and start buttons, your power button, your X and Y and A and B buttons. Then you have your slider for the 3D effect that's on there. Then you got your speakers for the sound. Then you got this lens right here where you can take pictures. It's also on here too. If you wanted to take a selfie, you can do that. You can take pictures and videos and all that stuff. And I'll show you guys that part. Also, if you wanted to know where the microphone is at, it is right there, right there. So this part right here, this is like your notification light. Whether if your 3DS needs to be charged, it will flash red. If it's something internet related, it will flash blue. If it's Street Pass related, it will flash green. So this is like an indicator of whatever notifications that you will get. This part right here is where you put your headphones in. Then you go off to the side, you got your slider for the volume. This is where you put your SD card right here. Then on the other side, you have your switch for internet, Street Pass, whatever it may be. You could turn it on and off. That's entirely up to you. So for our other buttons, we have the L button right here, and then the R button right here. Then this is where you charge the 3DS. This is where you put the games in. By the way, the Nintendo 3DS is backwards compatible. You can play Nintendo DS games on there as well. And then you have your stylus. Here it is right there. Now we turn on the 3DS. Give it a minute to start up. Okay, so this is where the game is. For the applications, that you will see on the 3DS. You'll have your health and safety information, 3DS sound. So for that application, you could actually listen to music on there. You can make funny sounds and all that stuff. The Nintendo eShop, which shut down a while ago. The activity log, system settings, the Me Maker, AR games, Nintendo Zone, which also shut down too. Your 3DS camera to take pictures and videos. The Street Pass Me Plaza. Face Raiders. Download Play. And then this is the folder where I keep all my stuff where, yeah, you see all these games and stuff. But I'm not sure if this works. So this is like all the stuff I got from the eShop. Oh yeah, everybody remembers Flipnote. So some other features that the 3DS has is the game notes, friend lists. If you're online, you can see what they're playing and you guys can connect with each other. Notifications, internet browser, and Miiverse. If you know, you know. Then over here, you can change the design of your home menu. You can change the brightness, power saving mode. So for the Amiibo thing, so what it is, if you have the 3DS, the new 3DS, you can connect your Amiibo to that. But since I have the original 3DS, it doesn't have that feature. You have to get this little, I forget what it was. It was like this little circle thing where the 3DS will connect to it. You just put the Amiibo there and then boom, it's on there. I forget what it was. So it's been a long time. So for AR games, what you do is you put the card down and basically it's like playing little games and stuff on here too. So ain't that cool? Ooh, I knew that. As you can see right here, there's Sonic Rush, a Nintendo DS title. Let's jump into that. That's a banger already.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, right! Sonic's here! Let's do it!
So here is the camera of the Nintendo 3DS, and you can definitely tell by the quality of it and the sound, I think. So yeah, you could also record up to 10 minutes of footage. Now, say for example, if you wanted to go to your favorite concert and you want to record it on your 3DS, I'm not sure if it's gonna come out the way you want it to, but hey, it's worth a shot. But you know, yeah, This is the 3DS camera. Before me and my brother had cell phones, this is what we used to take pictures and videos. And when you take the videos too, you could also pull out your SD card. You can take the pictures and videos you have saved on there and you could put it onto your computer. Some memories that I have with the Nintendo 3DS, me and my brother, we was just coming off of the Nintendo DS Lite, and then we jumped into the world of the 3DS. We were exploring the system, and my favorite app on there is the 3DS Sound app. That one I love just off of the fact that you can listen to your favorite songs and make different sounds, changing the pitch and everything. Like if it sounds better this way, I could change it that way, And then with the camera, like I said before, we didn't have cell phones at that time yet, but the 3DS basically opened the doors to the camera features, taking pictures and videos and everything. My favorite games on the 3DS is Mario Kart 7, Super Smash Bros., Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the remake, then Pokemon X and Y. In fact, Pokemon X, that was the first Pokemon game I ever played. And on top of that too, I got it the day it came out. And, that was just such a great time, man. Oh, and one more thing. So, if you still have your 3DS, make sure you change the battery. If you ever do want to play it again, please change the battery. Otherwise, you might encounter some problems in the future. So, please make sure you change the battery. So that's it for today's video. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any facts about the 3DS or any memories that you have of the 3DS, put them down in the comments. Thank you.
Friendly UAV online.
Let's go. Do you want to learn martial arts? Come and get some. I dare you.
俺を止められるか。俺を止めることはできない。今はただ前に進むだけだ。茶番は終わりだ。貴様をここで終わらせる。恐怖を教えてやろう。奈落の底へ落ちるがいい。俺を止められるか。この勝利が明日につながる。
정말 따분한 시합이었어.
체스트! ただ前に進むだけだ。来い。チェスト！貴様をここで終わらせる。茶番は終わりだ。
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Amante the Black Titan, and today's video it will be about the Harrisburg Mall. Anybody who knows about the Harrisburg Mall, it's about to be closed down, so it'd be a great idea to get a good look at it before they change some things. Had a lot of memories about this place. I'm gonna miss it. Just hate to see it go. As you can see, right across from over there, that's where Macy's used to be at. Crazy. Hate to see it go. Yep. this is where GameStop used to be at. That was like the spot to get all your games and stuff. I remember my mom or my dad, either one of them, they would take us over here, and that's where we would get our games and stuff too. Memories, bro. Yep, there's Foot Locker, and then the kids' Foot Locker store was like right across from over there. Yep. By the way, this is the upstairs part of it, so I'll show you guys the downstairs part of that too. Yep. This was the spot that Louis Gaming used for all the tournaments and stuff. Right here. Go Bass Pro Shops. Pretty much it's not going anywhere because you know. Yep, right over here, that's where the arcade used to be at. Of course they took that out. And that store right there, that's where I used to get my Mike and Ike's.
Fists reveal the fighter. Show me what you got.
Resist and be eliminated. 아이, 귀찮아. Come and get some. I dare you.
I'm in top condition. 恐怖を教えてやろう。奈落の底へ落ちるがいい。
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Amante the Black Titan, and today for our next video game review, we are going to talk about the Sega Genesis. Now, the Sega Genesis, this was actually the first video game console I played. And if you don't believe me, here's a baby picture of me with the controller in hand and everything. So before we got to the Sega Genesis, you had the SG-1000 and the SG-3000, and then the Master System. The Sega Genesis is a 16-bit 4th generation console. It released on October 29th, 1988 in Japan as the Mega Drive, and then a year later we would get it in America as the Sega Genesis. Now, there was the Model 2 Sega Genesis, which is the one I have, and then you also had the Sega Genesis Nomad, which was a handheld of the Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis is actually older than the Super Nintendo, and it was more successful here in America. You had games such as Sonic the Hedgehog, Altered Beast, Alex Kidd, and Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. In fact, Alex Kidd was the mascot for Sega at one point, but along came Sonic the Hedgehog and would change gaming forever. The Sega Genesis also had the 32X and the Sega CD. It also had blast processing power, which is why Sonic can move so fast in his games. And just like the commercial, Genesis does when the 10 don't. Did you know that Sonic's shoes are based off of Michael Jackson's boots? And Michael Jackson had some involvement with the soundtrack of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. His name never appeared in the credits, so it's unknown how much music he composed for the game at the time. Here's a closer look at the Sega Genesis Model 2. You have your power button, reset button. This is where you put your controllers in. This is where you put your games in. And then on the back, this is where you put the cables in. Here are the controllers. You have your original Sega Genesis controller. And this one right here has 6 buttons, because when Street Fighter 2 came out on the Sega Genesis, everybody had this one, and this one only got 3 buttons. So they came out with this one, so that way you have all 6 buttons for all your attacks for Street Fighter 2. So now you have your power adapter here, and then you're probably wondering, what the heck is this? This is a RF switch. So you would take this part, actually this part will go in the back of the Genesis. Then on the back of a HD TV, this part right here, it will go right where the antenna input is on the back of your HD TV or whatever TV that you have. right, this is a new segment I'm trying out. So, what better way to ask about the Sega Genesis than to ask my dad, who had the system
Yes,
and
yes,
was
yes.
there when it was all going on. So,
Two Sega Genesis 2.
yeah, the Model 2.
Yeah.
So, my first question for you, Dad, is what was your favorite game on the Sega Genesis?
Well, on the Sega Genesis, it was the NFL 1995. I liked it because you could have extremely long quarters, and my fantasy was, can I run the score up? Can I score 100 points within a game, and can I get someone 55 sacks? And of course, if I use Barry Sanders or Bo Jackson or all those other great running backs, that I have an excellent game. It was easy to use, not as complicated, because sometimes I would get a little frustrated with complicated games. But the NFL 1995 was my favorite game.
All right, the next question is what was the rivalry like with Sega and Nintendo?
Oh, Tecmo Bowl! I went to Pittsburgh University. I'm gonna tell you a story. One of the gifts I got, I had a Nintendo system. One of the systems I got, or games I got, was Tecmo Bowl from the residents, because I was a resident assistant. I was an RA, and that was a game that caused many fights. Most likely, the fights began with someone smacking the controller out your hand because they didn't want you to make a move. Now, that Tecmo Bowl game, Bo Jackson, if you had Bo Jackson, you were winning the game because he would run these long runs back and forth. Barry Sanders was good, Emmitt Smith was good, but it was nothing like having Bo Jackson. So the rivalry between Nintendo and Sega during the time when I was in college, it was the late 80s, early 90s. Nintendo had it on lock because of the Tecmo Bowl game.
How has the system impacted gaming as a whole?
Well, it was a cheaper system, and it had, the Sega Genesis 2 was a cheaper system, and it had more games that were sports oriented. You know, not just with like characters and everything. Nintendo started off with a lot of characters, and it was from NCAA to NFL to soccer games, and they had all that stuff too. So it did change people's ability to play more sports-oriented games and not character-oriented games.
So, what was it like when Sonic the Hedgehog came onto the scene?
Imagine this, a fast hedgehog. Now, it made people more interested in seeing can hedgehogs run fast, and they actually can. They tip pretty good. But having a character other than Miss Pac-Man, other than Super Mario Brothers, Sega did a wonderful job. Music, soundtrack too, they did a wonderful job.
All right. And my last question is, what was your favorite controller to use?
The controller that I could afford, which was the one that came with the game, which we still have, I still have. And the game is still in good condition, and it works. And I pull it out sometimes. When I used to have to do overnight shifts, I would hook it up to my little mini TV, and I would play the games. But that game system was good for me. It was good as far as financially. It was good with the selection of games, even though I really only played one game all the time. And I'm glad that you have an interest, Amante. You have an interest in bringing it back, allowing people to be like, explore those older game systems and everything. So I appreciate it.
All right, that's all the questions. So thank you, Dad. Like and share and subscribe. And thanks for watching the video.
All right, thank you.
All right. You ready for that Tekken 8? Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, 1 second. I gotta get this out of my system first. I'll be right back.
It's zero time!
Okay, I'm ready now.
You picked the wrong house, fool! Hey! Big Smoke! It's me, Carl! Chill! CJ. Oh, my dog! All we had to do was follow the dang train, CJ!
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Amante the Black Titan, and today we're going to talk about the Harrisburg Comic Con at the PA Farm Show back in August. So let's get started.
All right.
Don't kill me.
So this is where they at. The voice actor is Squidward. He was here earlier, so I think he's like taking a break. So got Jubilee over here.
So when the Comic Con was first announced, me and my brother, we wasn't sure if we wanted to go to this one, or we was like, I don't want to go, but I do want to go. It was kind of like that thing going on, but we settled on going to this Comic Con and stuff like that, and we had a good time over there, and this was also the first time that my brother cosplayed. He did Miles Morales from Spider-Man, and I did Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho. So when we got there, there was plenty of people there. We was exploring everything, the different venues, cosplayers, and all that. And then the crazy part about this Comic-Con is that the voice actor of Squidward was there. And I was like, wow, that's really him, because we looked at the guest list ahead of time and we knew he was gonna be there. But seeing him in person, that was just crazy. And also Jubilee's voice actress from the X-Men 97 animated series, she was also there too as well. And it was a great experience. As me and my brother were walking through, Comic-Con, we ran into some people that we knew. We also saw a bunch of people dressed up as Spider-Man. And of course, we recreated the meme, which was really funny. And not only was the Jurassic Park Jeep was there, the Cybertruck was also there too. This is the first time I've seen it in person, and I'm just like, wow. Because it's a weird looking design, but it's almost like, phew, I could see why it cost that much money. But it was really cool seeing that truck because, again, that's the first time I've seen it. So we're just making our rounds through Comic-Con because we were waiting for Squidward's voice actor, Roger Bumpus, to come back, because I think he was taking a break, because when we first saw like the spot where he is posted up at, we didn't see him. And that's where me and my brother, we was like, okay, we're just gonna walk through Comic-Con and then we'll come back when he comes back from his break and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what we did. And again, it was just a good experience. So after me and my brother, we get done, making our rounds, we go in line to meet Roger Bumpus, and seeing him, like, he just looks like a cool dude, honestly. And like the beard at that time, that was the first time I saw him with a beard, because there was pictures of him, he was clean shaven, but that was like the first time I seen him with a beard. So, excuse me, when it got to our turn, he says, "Welcome to Comic-Con," in his Squidward voice. And the thing is, he's able to do the voice like it's nothing, because he's been doing this for a long time, man. So what we did was, my brother, he did the photo. He paid for the photos while I did the video, which is where we recreated the scene where Squidward and SpongeBob are on strike, but it's when they was older, and that's when you hear SpongeBob say, "Yeah, Squidward, yeah, Squidward," that line. And then ends it, Squidward ends it with the scream and stuff like that. So once I was like telling him like, this is how we gonna do the video, he was like, okay, just refresh my memory on the lines.
SpongeBob and I striking forever.
Hey, Squidward, I bet you old man Krabs is gonna break any day. Squidward, Squidward, Squidward.
And stuff like that. And we took it from there, man. And it was really funny doing that. The fact is that that scream could be heard all the way across the whole building, which is crazy and it's hilarious. Like again, like he has been doing Squidward for so long, he could do it like the back of his hand, man. And it was really cool meeting him. It was kind of like a brief interaction because we were trying to, well, you know, the staff and stuff like that, they just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to meet Squidward, and we didn't want to hold up the line and stuff like that. But meeting him, it was just really cool, you know. And we would see him again, but this time I think he was like walking towards the bathroom right quick. So as he's walking our way, I say, "Hi, Squidward," and he says, "Hi," and then we just kept it moving from there. And that was just a cool experience. Like that brings back so many memories when me, my brother, and my sister, we will shoot, I cannot talk today. We will watch the VHS tape of SpongeBob until it was no good no more, man. It was just a great experience meeting him. So after we got done meeting Squidward, we go over to Jubilee's voice actress, Holly Chow. So the interaction with her, you know, she was very down to earth. She's such a sweetheart, man. And of course I had to hit her with the you know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here. And she started laughing after I said that line because that was just trending on, you know, social media. Just the way how he delivered that line and just interacting with her was really cool. And her doing the voice of Jubilee on X-Men 97 is really good. It kind of reminds you of, you know, the 90s, you know, the 90s X-Men animated series back then. And of course you have X-Men 97. It was just really cool interacting with her. And I'm pretty sure she's the first person that I've met who has worked on, you know, a Marvel project. And again, it's so cool when you meet people who work on these kind of things and you get to share it with your family and your friends and stuff like that. And it was awesome, man. You know, definitely going to Comic-Con this year was definitely worth it. And, you know, it was a good time. And it's like, what can I say? It's like, it's cool when you go to these kinds of events and you get that experience. And me and my brother, we did get some things while we were there, but the one I wanted to share with you guys is that this is the first appearance of Black Panther, this Fantastic Four issue right here. This is a reprint, by the way. It's not the actual one, you know, because there's a way how you could tell from when it first came out versus the reprint. Like you can see the Marvel logo right here, this and all this other stuff on here. But I just wanted to share with you this, you know, this particular comic that I bought while I was there at Comic-Con. Now, I did mention last year that they did, in fact, have the very first issue of the X-Men from, you know, from last year. That was definitely there. I wasn't sure if I did see any rare comic books. I'm pretty sure they was there. It's just probably wasn't looking. But other than that, going to Harrisburg Comic Con is definitely worth it. And then next thing I know, they announce, you know, the next one for next year. One thing that I did mention from last year's Harrisburg Comic Con was the food vendors only taking card and not cash. Now for this year, I'm not sure if they're still doing that because me and my brother, we didn't order food there. It's just when we were ready to leave, you know, mom and dad, they picked us up and we ordered takeout that day. So that's really something I'm not too sure about. But other than that, just these events in Harrisburg is good for us because like Harrisburg, you know, it's small and you'd be surprised like when you have these events here in Harrisburg, people will show up, you know, because it's like there's Comic Cons, you know, over here, there, like far away from where we live, but having them here, it's very convenient for us because we don't have to spend crazy money, you know, to get an airplane ticket, your hotel room, and this, that, and a whole bunch of stuff and all that. But yeah. So yeah, Harrisburg Comic Con was definitely worth going this year. So don't know if I'm gonna go to that one, but we'll see, when we get to that point. So, anyways, like, share, and subscribe, and y'all have a good day.
SpongeBob and I striking forever.
Hey, Squidward, I bet you old man Chris is gonna break any day. Squidward, Squidward, Squidward.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Amante the Black Titan, and today we're going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons and my personal experience with them. So let's get started. As I'm currently 22 years old, we have to go all the way back to 2007 or 2008, either one of those two. What happened was it was one Saturday morning where my mom, she woke me up and she said, Sonic is on. And I was like, wait, what do you mean Sonic is on? Like, you turned the game on for me? So I got out of bed, went downstairs to the living room. I look over to the right where the TV is, and it's an episode of Sonic X playing. And I was like, wait, Sonic got a show? And I was like, wow. And ever since that moment, I woke up every Saturday morning to watch Sonic X on the CW for kids, that Saturday morning block. As I'm watching Sonic X, they did the storylines from the games. They did Adventure 1, they did Adventure 2, they even did Sonic Battle because Emerald the robot was in there, and there was the Metarex saga. It was really cool seeing that. And aside from Sonic X, I will watch Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Z Kai, and do y'all remember Magi Nation? That was another one I watched too. Like, that was in the back of my head for the longest because I'm trying to remember. There was this one show I watched and I can't put my finger on it, but it was Magi Nation, and that was a good one too.
Now we go over to Cartoon Network, right? So there was Beyblade, let it rip! That Beyblade. And there was Pokemon. Now, the first time I saw the Pokemon anime was back when Diamond and Pearl came out. There was Tenkai Knights and Bakugan. Basically, that was the routine for me and my brother because we would wake up around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning to watch our favorite shows. There was going to be a new episode of Beyblade, Sonic was coming on, and Dragon Ball Z Kai was coming on. All these different shows to watch on Saturday morning. My older sister, when she was younger, she did the same thing as well. When Saturday mornings came around, she would wake up so she could watch the new episode of Pokemon. And she also collected the Pokemon cards too back then. And we still have those cards as well. We also cannot forget about the other channels that do Saturday morning cartoons as time goes by. Now, I think around 2012, this is when 4Kids Entertainment starts to go bankrupt. This was also the same year that the CW Vortex came in, where it's pretty much the same thing, it would still show the same shows like normal. Then in 2014, the CW Vortex ends, and it gets replaced with a new Saturday morning block called One Magnificent Morning with completely different shows. No Sonic X, no Dragon Ball Z Kai, no Yu-Gi-Oh!, no none of that. It's a completely different Saturday morning to the one I'm used to. And I will never forget the day I found out that the CW Vortex was ending. I found out online. I was just looking through the internet, and that's when I first caught the news about it. And that day when I watched the whole Saturday morning block from start to finish, and then the next Saturday when I tried to look to see if Sonic X was on there, nowhere to be found. So me and my brother, we would still watch cartoons in the morning over on Cartoon Network. We would watch Bay Wheels for a little bit and the Pokemon X and Y anime. And at some point, we just stopped waking up to watch cartoons in the morning because the CW is gone. The Bay Wheels one, no offense to anybody who liked Bay Wheels, it just was not hitting for me and my brother. It wasn't clicking. Like, I couldn't get into it,
And seeing that your favorite Saturday morning block, the CW, 4Kids, CW, Vortex just being going like that, it's like, man, it's like, what we gonna watch? Like, I was in the middle of watching like a saga of, say for example, if I'm watching Sonic X and I want to know what happens in the Metarex saga, right? Then the Saturday morning block is going, and I'm like, well, darn, how am I supposed to find out what happens next? In conclusion of this video, it is great that we get to remember the things in our childhood that made it so great for the first time in our lives. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day. You know who else likes making YouTube videos? My mom! I'm telling you, dude, Hambone. Good show! Jolly good show! Oh snap, oh snap, come to our macaroni party and we'll take a nap. Oh snap, come to our macaroni party and we'll take a nap. Donuts, 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 donuts. Dude, let's play punchies for it. Margaret. Hello, governor. Stop talking! Do bingo, 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 bingo. Mordecai and Rigby, get back to work or you're fired! Yeah, I've seen this before.
Come on. So you move. Falcon! Punch! Fucking kid!
Great work, LaRusso. We just lost one of our best fighters.
Why the heck didn't you back me up?
Because she wanted to fight.
Her mother just died. What's the matter with you?
She was working through it. When my mom died, all I wanted to do was get on the mat for 3 rounds. It would have helped me then. It would have helped her now.
You don't teach these kids to fight with anger. That's not the Miyagi-Do way.
Oh, please. I'm so sick of hearing that name. You act so high and mighty like Miyagi was some perfect angel. But he wasn't. I heard about his dirty little box of secrets. Mr. Miyagi was a liar and a thief. Johnny, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm gonna coach the tournament with you for the kids. Not for you, not for this dojo, for them. But once we win, you and I are done. For good. Okay, I just have a question for the both of y'all. And that is, how are y'all still alive? The thing is, this is a new body, but the problem is I have amnesia, so I don't remember exactly all the details other than it was Tuesday.
You can throw me off a cliff or into a volcano all you want. You'll never stop Heihachi Mishima.